Hey, it's Tree from Tree Essentials, and I wanted to talk about our emotions, our hair growth, and how we are able to use them to the best to achieve the hair growth we want to receive. And yes, I said emotions. I did not say any oils, any butters. It's literally about how you feel. Everything is mind over matter. You don't mind, it doesn't matter. If it matters, then it does mind. I know you've heard that quote multiple times, and your hair growth is even a part of that. And the reason being, our hair grows from our blood-brain barrier. I say that time and time again, and that includes our nervous system as well as our circulatory and our cardiovascular system. All of those, as well as our lymph nodes, our immune system. Do not forget, we have 11 different body systems that make us as a whole organism. Our emotions, though, that is energy in motion. That could be happy, sad, mad, angry, depressed, guilt, resentment, joy, abundance. All of these things, they are a mode and motion that we go through as human beings, and that is the beauty of living in life. Nothing is ever the same. The only thing that is the same, the only constant in life is change and creator. Don't ever forget that, because no matter where you are in your emotional journey, that can change. Things can get better. Things can get worse sometimes too. But the main thing is always remembering to keep creator in that journey and process. And that includes with your emotions. Our emotions go through radical situations. It can go from up to down or down to up real quick. And that literally is because we are in different environments or situations that try to get us in a course, or we take them full throttle on, and that does not allow us to live in our very better best self. In actuality, when we are allowing our emotions to take hold and to run into rummage into whatever, that is actually letting them control our life, and that is not where we want to be. A lot of times we see, especially in criminal situations, activities, people start getting on their very last straw, and that's because things around them have been moving and turning, and not being able to regulate how to react to those situations are normally what gets someone in trouble. That same thing can conclude with our hair growth. We may have a lot of situations that happen, something that maybe even made you really, really angry, and you take it out on those around you. You take it out on yourself, not taking care of your insides, not doing the things that you need to do. Start not drinking your water and holding that emotion in your body. That is the number one way to not have your hair growing, meaning those anger emotions, those dark emotions, and those are part of life. So I'm not saying don't ever feel those things, but you can't hold those things. Those are things that can get you into a grime of not only trouble, but stagnation in your hair growth. And not only stagnation in your hair growth, it can start dis-ease in the body, disease. Dis-ease is disease, and that is where they attribute to is because of our emotions. In actuality, those emotions get trapped into the body in different places, lodge, and then those can set in as different forms of diseases like cancer, can start causing high blood pressure, leading to strokes. If you are eating too much sweets, because you're under control, those emotions, sometimes that can lead to diabetic situations. And it's really sad because it's sometimes a lot going on in the world, but the thing about it, like I said, the only constant in life is change and creator. Bringing creator into your situations is really going to help stimulate, regulate you and your body, and get you into a feeling of flow, ease, and abundance. And when I say this, I am not coming from a place of not experiencing many things. I go through many things often, and I'm still going through different things, but that does not mean I'm going to let that affect my hair growth. In actuality, I'm going to dig deep in addressing those emotions. How do you dig deep into emotions when it's things that you can't control, things you can, and you're trying to figure and line out? First, taking those deep breaths, waking up, allowing yourself to get in with the day, and again, talking to Creator, putting scripture on your mind, not allowing the things that try to trigger you, meaning life situations can try to trigger, especially if we think about them often. They may start coming up more often than not. That's just how the world goes. That's like a universal law. You attract the things you think about, think on, and even if it's not your fault, the things you're thinking on. So yes, I said that. I'm sorry. Taking that deep breath. Making sure you are doing something that is a creative outlet and flow. That is really going to be a key to the growth and gain that you are looking for. Yes, being creative. You know, the best artists that we have, meaning artists that draw and paint, to dance, to singing, to any of those different things, they've had some type of story that triggered in some way, or they grew up in a certain situation, or something traumatic happened, and then this and that. No matter what, you can read into any story, and that's normally the frame that comes through. And that's the same thing when you're looking at your hair growth. Getting into a creative state not only allows you to outlet, but it allows you to outlet in a positive way, ways that do not bring harm to you or others, ways to allow you to transmute the pain into something beautiful, ways to enhance the everyday facets of life, and it makes your life beautiful. And you'll wake up and be like, I may be going through ... but I got to do this. Yes, no, I'm not playing. You know how much joy that brings you when you are going through all the struggles in life, and then you take a moment to be creative. Not only are you being creative and outletting, expressing, you are self-loving yourself in the process, and you're doing it in a way that you can hold on to this piece and look back at it, and then make a new piece in your new situations and be like, look at the difference, or look at the skills that I've gained over this time, or just so many different ways. They can tell stories, journeys, lifetimes of situations, and it really is like the conduit to Creator, because Creator created life, meaning everything in 7 days. We were told we were resting on the seventh day. He made everything is good, everything, but we were very good, and we are the clay to the potter, and the potter is Creator. So he knew us before we formed in our mother's womb, which therefore we had all these things that we're going to partake in. You are being able to be molded, not in those situations, but into a new you, new perspective, and your hair is just gonna like really eat and soak it up, because at the end of the day, there's going to be so many things that happen, to the point that you may ask, is it ever going to be over? The only way for things to change and to be over and to go into a new dynamic is for you to progress into a new dimension in that moment in time, which sometimes is hard, especially when there is a lot of survival mode like situations happening, partaking in life at that moment. And that can be very, very frustrating to think about. Like, I'm doing this, that, and I don't have any time. Look, take 10 minutes, take them 15 minutes, then take 20 minutes, then take 30. Do this twice a week, 3 times a week. Start adding time. Not only doing these creative things, these things are really regulating our emotions. They are allowing us to express and see things in a different dynamic. That's why you see people when they go to exhibits, they talk about what they see in their own perception and abstract, because that's what art is. Art always tells the time and the conflicts of life. And that's why I enjoy art in so many facets. There's so many forms of art. Science is art. Nature is art. You can think of art as in any facet format. If you're going hiking, you see beautiful animals, that is art. You can see their movement as art. Then you can go into a place of, I'm gonna dance. That's definite art with the body and movement. Or you can think about just being still. That's a form not only of art, but of resistance and resilience, because being still is the number one key to get change be still and know that I am God. That is what God says, especially in crazy situations. And I would love to tell my crazy situations when it's the right time, because I want to be able to show you the resilience, overcoming peace. And sometimes when you're going through different situations and times, it's really hard to get over that, especially telling all your business to others at that moment, because you don't know what the best is, what is being portrayed out into you when you're telling your information. And I would love to tell the whole vibrancy part and not just one end. So one thing on your hair growth journey, when you're going through so many emotions, try to keep your hands out of your hair, especially in the anger, sadness ones, because your hands hold electromagnetic fields in them, and you put your hand to your brain, you are activating your neurons. And if you are thinking on things that are not good thoughts, it says whatever is noble, lovely, admirable, worthy, acknowledging, kind, think upon those things. That is what you want when you're doing your hair, rubbing, massaging, doing them. You don't want all that anger, hostility in your hands working on your hair. That actually causes ripping, tearing, traction. You're not seeing how heavy you are. Your hair is a sensitive thing. It is an antenna to the earth, and it feels the things around you, and it sees the things that you are going through every single day. Like, just look, your hair is like a guardian protector in a sense, because it is. It's there to protect your rain, but it also helps you see and sense the world around you. So you want to cover it and protect it with love, especially in times of trauma and things of that nature. So if you bring it into the point where you can't do it at all, sometimes go see your trusted person who you don't mind being in your hair, that does not bring gossip, but brings healing, comfort, and console into your hair growth journey. That's going to really be something that is admirable on this hair growth journey. And when you are and you're sitting like, I don't have time for other people to be doing my hair, I can't afford, look, switch your mood and watch something funny. Laughter is a medicine, okay? It keeps you young, keeps you vibrant. And not only that, when you are doing that, you are transmuting that pain. Did you know laughter is madness? Did you hear about that in Alice in Wonderland? Because I did. And it's true. Laughing at the things that are going through, that brings goodness into your life, and it makes things less serious, because we don't need to be that serious at all times. Of course, there are certain things, responsibility, especially in these emotional times and all the things going on, but there's a point in time and place for everything under the sun, and that includes having joy. That is needed in your hair growth journey, period. So with all of this being said, I really want you to start looking at your emotions as energy in motion. Everything in life is energy, everything. And energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred or transformed. That is a scientific law. So when you are looking at your hair as energy, everything being energy, you transmuting things into beautiful energy, look at yourself as a beautiful, magical picture that you want to transform into your highest, very best self. And if you can't do all of those things all at that time, first give yourself a hug. Go on, cry everything out, cry it all, write down how you're feeling. Do not bring any anger and harm, and look at the way you can address all those problems as one whole, so that it's not overstanding into the overall journey and purpose of where you want to be in your life at that moment in time. And with all of that being said, I am Tree from Tree Essentials, and I have a free community that has holistic hair care information to get you started on your journey. You can click that link in my bio. Don't forget to click to follow and subscribe for more hair wellness techniques for holistic living. And as well, do not forget, you can book a consultation private with me to get you all the way expedited on your hair growth journey, because I can get you from here to here real quick. and you have a great day and or night. And we are restoring our tree to grow essentially. And yes, our hair is a tree because we are like a plant, and we have the ability to plant seeds, inspire others, and inspire change. You have a great day and or night, like I said before, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon. All right, bye.